If you're currently dealing with moments where you catch yourself making emotional deals with the universe, then this is for you. In this video, I'll share with you a mantra designed to anchor belief in the heart, a tantric lens to help reframe bargaining as sacred longing, and a poetic letter to soothe the heart into trust and guide you through a meditative space so that you can alchemize bargaining, the third stage of grief, into belief once again. Hello, my name is David William Pierce. I'm an alignment specialist and creator of the Aligned Living Collective. And let's get into this. Let's start with the mantra. Shraddha Agni. Shraddha Agni. Shraddha Agni. Literal translation is faith fire. Shraddha meaning faith, belief or trust, and Agni referring to fire, transformation, and divine spark. This mantra calls us to stoke the fire of trust. When bargaining begins, it's often because we don't believe we're already worthy or already supported. Repeating Shraddha Agni burns away that illusion. This fire isn't destructive. It's clarifying. Faith ignites transformation, not by force, but by the warmth of devotion. So let this mantra melt conditions and awaken trust. Shraddha Agni, repeat it to yourself. Reach for it in those challenging moments. Let it reverberate through your body and cleanse with that purifying fire. So Tantra reminds us that life is not a negotiation, but actually a sacred dance. The universe playing with itself, if you will. The divine doesn't need your promises. It wants your presence. And that is what love is. It's the union of masculine, feminine, Shiva, Shakti, presence and play. In the tantric view, love offered without condition is a portal to non-duality. It dissolves the illusion of separation between self and source. This speaks into the first two impurities, the impurity of individuation and the impurity of differentiation. These inhibit us from residing in our essence nature and keep us in a state of suffering. When we can dissolve these false perspectives, it allows us to live liberated, to enjoy life, to find presence in play. Kriya, action done for the sake of love, is one of the purest expressions of this. It's the other end of the spectrum of karma or karma mala, which is the impurity of action. Action done that is conditioned and conditional. Kriya is the opposite of this. When we act from this space, we stop trying to manipulate reality and instead simply align with it. Bargaining tries to bend life to our will. Belief trusts that life is already wise. When we can stop bargaining and start believing, we can align with life and harmonize with the truth of life expressing, flowing freely. We stop fighting and pushing against it, but instead learn to flow with it. I remember being in a puddle on the floor in my kitchen, stricken with grief after my last breakup, wailing and pleading with God to take away the pain, to take away the suffering, because it was just so overwhelming, so intense. And this current experience of grief that I'm going through is very, very different. Because I'm not trying to bargain with God this time. I'm trying to, and practicing stepping back into belief, appreciating that Spirit leads us into the wilderness so that we can learn something about ourselves, so that we can overcome suffering and temptation, so that we can speak truth, find ourselves, ask for support, and receive with love. I'll leave the integration question and action in the description, but know that reflecting on this question opens the door to honesty, self-honesty, the kind that sees where fear disguised itself as faith, where control wore the mask of surrender. It helps to break the pattern of withholding love, support, or service until some external assurance is given. So if you're ready for change, I would highly recommend sitting with the integration question. Because by exploring where we've been bargaining instead of believing, we get to reclaim a sense of agency that is rooted in trust rather than effort. We get to return to the simple, sacred truth that we are already worthy, we are already loved, and already capable of living the life we desire. So I wish you all the best with moving through your grief, exploring, bargaining, and finding belief. I'm going to leave you with my integration letter. And if you're curious, if you are struggling and you need support, please feel free to reach out or join the waiting list for next month's collective, where we get to move through all of this as a community. Thank you. Shraddha Agni, faith, fire. Dear adventurer, imagine a little campfire in the middle of your heart. It's been glowing quietly, waiting. Some days it flickers and dims, especially when you've been waiting too long for someone or something to prove your worth back to you. You may have whispered to the sky, "If I just do this one thing, will you finally give me peace?" Or offered your love like coins in a vending machine, hoping to trade devotion for deliverance. But love doesn't work that way, and neither does God. Neither does the universe. See, the divine doesn't do deals. It does devotion. Not, "I'll love you when," but "I love you now." Not, "Make the pain stop and I'll serve," but "Let this pain serve my becoming." Jesus didn't bargain in the desert. He didn't trade faith for shortcuts. He chose to burn through the suffering because he knew deep in his bones that love without condition is the only kind of worth building a world around. So today, adventurer, I invite you to notice, where are you still trading love like currency? What if you stopped waiting for life to deliver on its side of the bargain and just lit the fire of belief anyway? Because here's the truth hiding under all that grief and guilt. You're not behind. You haven't failed. You're already in the wilderness the divine meant for you to walk. And you're doing it beautifully. So drop the deal, light the fire, believe again. Shraddha Agni, faith, fire, Padre Prem.